मॉक्स वगैरह मैं देख रहा था क्योंकि मुझे इनर्शिया थोड़ा ब्रेक करना था, तो मैंने खुद ही सर्च किया ऑनलाइन वगैरह। तो सुमित सर की मैं स्टार्टिंग में जब प्रिपरेशन में आया तो न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने में मुझे टाइम लगता था, तो तब मैंने सुमित सर की मैं वीडियोस। So may I come in? Good evening, sirs. Good evening.
बैठो।
Thank you, sir.
दीपेश।
Yes, sir.
दीपेश, सबसे पहले अपने बारे में आप बताइए।
Okay. So my name is Deepesh Singh Kaira. I come from Dehradun, Uttarakhand. I have done my schooling from Myanmar school in Dehradun itself. Thereafter, I pursued BTech in the discipline of mechanical engineering from DIT University. After that, I worked for a brief period in Ashok Leyland as a graduate engineer trainee. And I resigned my job to prepare for the civil services, and I've been preparing for the same since October 2022.
So you left your job.
Yes, sir.
It was a risk.
Yes, sir, it was.
You took the risk.
Yes, I did.
Okay, it was a good job.
It was a, yes, sir, it was a good job. It was a core job related to my fundamental engineering discipline that I was studied in. So yes, it was a good job.
Mechanical engineer.
Yes, sir.
Feel good movies.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So feel good movies is a genre of movies basically that leaves you smiling at the end of it, and also more optimistic and hopeful.
Happy ending movies.
Happy ending, and also, sir, like the experience, the entire, not just happy ending, but the entire, like the events and the characters of the movie makes you feel optimistic about life and hopeful about.
Example?
So for example, there is Intern, then there is Wonder.
Intern with Robert De Niro.
Yes, sir.
You like that movie?
Yes, sir. Then there is Soul, and recently most of the animated films are targeting the feel-good genre. So, I mean, they're driven with a message as well, but their core of it is making the audience feel happy about themselves and happy about life.
Any Bollywood movie? Feel good movie?
Yes, sir. Bollywood films are there as well. For example, there is Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Then there is Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Yes, precisely.
Yes, sir.
Good. So you have given IAS as your number one choice, and IPS is number 2.
Yes, sir.
Right? I am giving you a scenario.
Right.
You are posted as SP of a district, right? And there is some trouble brewing up in your jurisdiction. Some people have gathered and they are bent upon causing violence.
Mm-hmm.
The collector asks you to go and control the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You go there. You find the people are not listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
And if it goes on for some time, they might start pelting stones and destroying property, might even resort to arson.
Right.
What will you do?
Sir, I think because there is a chance of mishappening and havoc happening, my first step would be to make sure that we take preventive steps so that there is a proper security. I will also take the help of the inspectors and the entire police constabulary in order to make sure that we have enough security in the event that the mishap takes place. Sir, apart from that, I will use my empathetic and my nudge. Like, I'll try to nudge the people to make them go through the system of dialogue and more discussions rather than taking such steps. I'll ensure them that there will be a proper dialogue in which they will be listened and their grievances will be redressed. I think, so that would be my...
Grievances cannot be redressed in 5-10 minutes.
Yes, sir.
But you can open a dialogue.
Yes, sir.
That is the thing to do.
Yes, sir.
Open a dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it will diffuse the situation.
Yes, sir.
If it does not, then?
Sir, if it does not, then we will have to take certain preventive measures. For example, sir, we could take into detention certain the core members who are responsible for the issue, and I think so that
there is a crowd, and you are maybe 15-20 people, policemen.
Yes, sir.
or maybe 40 people, and there is a crowd of 1,000 people.
Right, sir.
If you go there, you will be beaten up. You might even be lynched.
Yes, sir.
What will you do?
Sir, in that case, I think the option with me can only be I can like discuss with them only, because they might even take certain harsh measures, given that we were a small number of people. So I think the only thing that would be left with me would be to actually discuss with them, I think.
You will not use force.
So force is the last step, like I said, that as a preventive measure. Force.
Preventive measure means what? You will take them into custody?
Sir, as a last resort, the force has to be used. For example, the water spray, or so those steps can be taken.
Water spray and?
Sir, and even maybe the physical force might be used in certain instances if the issue is going out of hand.
What physical force?
So one I can think of is probably like lathi charge, maybe.
Tear gas,
Yes,
lathi charge,
Yes.
ultimately firing.
Yes, sir.
Firing below the knees.
Yes, sir.
This is the drill.
Yes, sir.
In this context, I'll ask you, have you heard of the term AFSPA?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So it is the Armed Forces Special Protection Act.
Special Powers Act.
Special Powers Act, sorry, sir.
What is it, when it is applied, and who can apply?
Okay. Sir, the act is basically the central government can declare a certain area as a disturbed area, and it has the power, it gives unbridled powers to the...
It gives?
Sir, unbridled powers to
unbridled power?
Sir, I mean excessive powers to the defense, the armed forces, so that they are able to regulate those areas much more efficiently. For example, they have the power to even keep in detention even without a warrant, and even use force if there are certain circumstances.
Yes, given additional powers of search and seizure, and even to ask people to disperse, and if they don't, they can even resort to firing.
Yes, sir.
But it is not unbridled.
Okay.
They have to be cautioned,
Okay.
asked to behave. If they don't, then it is done.
Right, sir.
Deepesh,
Yes, sir.
tell me what's the future of the mechanical engineering?
Sir, I think the future of mechanical engineering is definitely going to be bright, given that we are integrating it with certain digital aspect as well. For example, machine learning. Then there is also a strong emphasis on the defense, wherein the mechanical engineering is going to play a role. And sir, for even the social service the government is a part of, for example, the train that we've been launching, for example, the Vande Bharat, and then we're moving towards bullet train. And also, sir, we can also take the example of the environment, for which we are pursuing certain measures like the hydrogen mission, then there is fuel cell. So I think the opportunities in the mechanical engineering are dynamic, and they're ever evolving with the current dynamic of that we are going through.
You mentioned about the bullet train.
Yes, sir.
Do you think India, being a developing country,
Yes, sir.
should we spend money on the bullet train?
Sir, I think yes, we can. We should spend money but we should make sure that there is a gradual development and not straight away moving towards changing the entire railway system. But yes, certain, for example, even in the case of Vande Bharat, we are targeting certain routes as well. So for that as well, we can target and make sure that the pilot projects are successful, and then only gradually we can move towards full-fledged, or maybe more spread. We can spread the bullet train network after that.
No, what I wanted to know, given that we have a scarcity of the resources, do you think it's justifiable to spend the kind of money which a bullet train or train
Yes,
is very expensive?
Yes, sir.
Is it justifiable to spend money on the bullet train?
Sir, I think yes, it is justifiable to a certain extent, because it gives us the narrative of moving towards more development, and it also brings in technology, and then skilling of the people as well. We do require skilled people, and they need to be absorbed at certain sectors. So I think the overall, not just the it's not just about the traveling advantage that we're focusing on. It's about the vision and the mission that the India sees of it also getting other advantages in other fields as well.
No, you are a mechanical engineer. You
Yes,
can
sir.
be more specific.
Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Okay. You must be reading newspaper, I'm sure. You're well aware of what is happening all around.
Yes, sir.
Do you know anything what is happening in Manipur?
Yes, sir. So there is violence between the Mighty and the Kuki tribe because of, sir. So the violence in the Manipur, I'm aware about that, between the different ethnic groups.
You know the reason why it is happening?
Yes, sir. So it was because of recently the High Court gave decision to grant certain mighty groups the ST status, which
High Court did not give any decision.
okay, sorry, sir. So I stand corrected. So the government, I think, was in the process of a dialogue of granting the ST status to the certain people of the mighty tribe, and the Kukis are against it. So that was the one reason, which was the
Does it have any international dimensions?
Yes, sir. There is a international dynamic because, especially like it might affect the India's vision of Act East, and also it shares borders with Myanmar, wherein the people have the ethnic connections over there. So it might affect the refugee, and it might lead to tensed relation between both countries as well.
What is the ongoing problem in Myanmar?
So one issue I'm aware about is the military takedown of the government, and the second is the
Military?
military takedown of the democratic government.
When?
So it was 2 years back. So the military coup that took place.
Okay.
And so the second issue is the Rohingya issue, the Rohingyas refugee issues, wherein they don't consider Rohingyas to be the citizens. So that is also affecting the India and Myanmar relationship.
Why it is affecting us?
So because the refugees, they are illegally migrating to India, and then it is also changing the demography of the northeast country, which is they are also concerned about the demography changes and their indigenous culture being affected, and secondly also the resources that India has to spend, and thirdly the internal security concerns are also there.
I find that very interesting that you are a mechanical engineer and you have opted for anthropology.
Yes, sir.
Any particular reason for that, or you have a taste for it?
Sir, it was a rational decision, I think. Firstly, the UPSC provided a few subjects, so I thought that it was an opportunity for me to delve into a different subject. Secondly, sir, the rational choice was that the anthropology had a bit of an overlap with the society part of the UPSC syllabus, and thirdly, because of its concise nature, so I chose anthropology.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Deepesh,
Yes, sir.
what is the importance of Lucy?
Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Lucy's skeleton was found somewhere which gave us an important indication about early humans,
Right.
Homo sapiens, hominins. You haven't read about it.
Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Okay. So, did the humans learn to walk first, or whether their brains were bigger first or they learned to walk first? They were bipedal first, or they were more intelligent first? Okay, fine. I think you need to read about Lucy and her importance if you are an anthropology student. Why is a leader necessary for a human society? Can a society not live without a leader?
So, leadership is definitely essential for a society, because there needs to be a certain, within heterogeneity, there needs to be certain homogeneity which the entire nation as such follow, the society follows. And so secondly, there needs to be a directional plan that the society also imbibes. And so thirdly, that over the years, only those societies or countries that have had leaders have actually made it, and those have been able to survive rather than those without one. And sir, as far as a leader is concerned, I will not emphasize on the fact that a leader is important, but a group of leader, yes sir, it is important and for any society.
You have given the answer in a very roundabout fashion. There are some very basic things.
Okay.
If you have humans around because they are intelligent,
Yes sir.
all of them will have their own interest, and
Yes,
the
sir.
fights will start without any rule of law.
Yes,
Some system has to be there in any human society.
Yes sir.
This is internal, and if other groups attack them, then they have to organize themselves and to fight and save themselves.
Yes.
For both these purposes, a leader who can establish some kind of rule and run the society.
Yes sir.
What is 3D printing and what is the future of 3D printing?
So 3D printing is basically additive manufacturing, wherein it's as opposed to the subtractive manufacturing that we have been following, and it adds layer by layer. And sir, the future of 3D manufacturing is very important because firstly, rapid prototyping is possible. Secondly, there is the wastage loss is less in additive manufacturing, and the scope as far as the sectors are concerned, automobile parts, then there is defense and airplane parts, and it can be used in variety of manufacturing sectors. So,
How does it work out cost-wise?
so the initial cost to set up is high, but I think if we look at the longevity wise, then the cost.
You are a mechanical engineer.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you not think of certain components which are very difficult to make in today's world if you want to cast or forge or do machining on that? But if you do 3D printing, it can be done without any fault the way you want it. Very intricate small parts can be made by using 3D printing.
Yes, sir.
When you talk of 3D printing, which country would you rate as at the forefront of 3D printing?
Sir, I'm not sure about it, but if I have to take a guess, I would say probably Germany would be number one.
Okay. What do you know about European Union?
So European Union is basically a group of certain European countries that follow economic homogeneous principle, and they work together they are held together as a group in for certain aspects like the economical aspect. And
Does European Union take new members?
yes, sir, so as far as I remember, it is accepting of the new countries as well.
So, did Ukraine want to be included in EU, or Ukraine wanted to become a member of NATO?
So Ukraine wanted to become a part of NATO.
Not EU.
Sir, I'm not sure about it, but I think not for you.
Okay. And what is Schengen visa?
Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Okay. All right.
Did India get any award in badminton recently?
Sir, I'll have to read into that.
Any players got award on this from the president?
Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Satvik and Chirag, they were awarded
Okay.
by the president.
Okay, sir.
What award?
Sir, I believe the recent one, maybe the Arjuna Award.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And what is rank of India in badminton?
So I'm not sure about the ranking of the country as a whole.
What is the size of badminton court?
Sir, I'll have to read into that. I'm not.
Is it same for singles and doubles?
No, sir. It is. There are different. It is a bit different. But the singles and doubles, it's a different. The breadth is a bit different. The length is the same. There is a difference in the width.
Okay. Okay, you are a mechanical engineer.
Yes, sir.
So, how many moving components are there in the IC engine car vis-a-vis a EV car? Are they the same or there is a difference?
So there is a difference because EV runs on a motor while IC engine runs on a basic principle of the piston and connecting rod.
So, which one has more parts, moving parts?
More moving parts are the IC engine, I believe.
So, when we switch over to EV cars,
Yes, sir.
there's one country which has said no new IC engine cars after 2030.
Right.
You are aware which country?
Sir, I'm not sure about the country.
UK.
Okay, sir.
By the way, see, I am asking the questions, but the reply please give to everybody, otherwise they'll not mark you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so look at all.
Okay, sir.
So, IC engine car has much more number of parts compared to EV. But when I bought a EV car recently, so when I open up the hood, it says high voltage do not touch.
Yes, sir.
So other part it says electronic parts do not fiddle. So it doesn't allow me to touch anything.
Yes.
So my question is, what will happen to the roadside mechanics? Where will they go?
Sir, I believe that as far as the roadside mechanics are concerned, they can be like, if one suggestion from my side would be that there could be tie-ups between the government and the corporate as well as them, wherein the corporates can train them and the companies can actually allot them a certain service number or a service center so that they're able to keep their business open, sir.
Okay. Also, you forgot that apart from the prime mover, rest of the car is the same.
Yes, sir.
The air conditioning, suspension, the power windows, all those rest, everything is the same.
Yes,
so there the mechanic would still be required.
Yes.
Okay, second part. So I have bought the EV car and it's already 15 years old, let's say.
Okay, sir.
And you are the district magistrate. And you send me a notice that under scrapping policy, you must scrap the car. And I come to you that my car does not have any emission. On what basis are you telling me to scrap it? So what would you do?
Sir, one of the reasons that I can think of is that the government has taken certain steps so as to be for the manufacturing sector, so that there is a boost in the vehicle consumption by the people.
Government cannot say we want to boost consumption, so you please start scrapping your car. That logic will not work.
Okay, sir.
I challenge it in court if government says that.
Right, sir. So then I have to read into that, sir.
Yeah. Present policy is based on what?
So based on the emission norms.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My car has no emission.
Yes, sir.
Okay, third part of it. So if there are no emissions and no scrapping, then 50 years from now the automobile companies will have to close because people will not buy new cars.
Right, sir.
So what do you do about it?
Sir, even though it's working on a EV vehicle and there are minimal pollution and stuff like that, but sir, there are the parts, they're also going to deteriorate with certain time. So it's not like the EV is going to change the landscape of the automobile industry.
Okay, okay. My last question. Which government schemes have affected you personally in last 1 decade? Government of India schemes.
Okay.
Can you name some? तुम सरकार ज्वाइन करना चाहते हो?
Yes, sir.
तो सरकार ने तुम्हें कहाँ छुआ?
Sir, one I can think of is the LPG subsidy.
Do you cook?
Okay.
LPG subsidy is under which scheme? What is the scheme called?
Sir, I'm not able to recall. I think Pehel, I'm not sure.
Government is not obliged to give LPG subsidy, by the way.
Okay, sir.
Some states are giving. The scheme is called Ujjwala.
Okay. Oh, sorry, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, yeah, I can think of a few. Sir, firstly, the Smart Cities mission. Sir, I think.
You live in a smart city?
Sir, I personally don't, but sir, then we do travel to.
No, I said what schemes have touched you personally?
Okay, sir, touched. Sir, I have to ponder upon that.
I have to ponder over it. Anyway, just think, how do you make your spending now?
Oh, yes, sir. Sir, digitalization has definitely affected.
Deepesh, you mentioned that you won the prize in dance and it is also one of your hobby.
Yes, sir.
How we should believe that whatever you have written is actually true or not?
Sir, I mean, definitely I cannot dance here, but I think that there needs to be a mutual trust between us because Sir, I believe that the other aspect as well, like apart from section 7 of the DAF, there are other
So
aspects.
if I'll search your name over internet, will I be able to get any video that whether whatever you have mentioned is actually true or not?
So maybe over my Instagram, but not on the internet per se.
Okay. Dual category. So who danced with you, like in the prize that you won?
So one of my friend, Shiv.
Friend. And
Yes,
what
sir.
was the song?
So the song was Badtameez Dil.
Badtameez Dil.
Yes, sir.
Which movie?
Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Okay. So you mentioned that you like to see the feel-good movies.
Yes, sir.
Why not sad movies? Because when you see the sad movies, you actually learn more about the reality of life in comparison to whatever is being, the fantasies are
sir.
shown in the movies.
Yes, sir.
So don't you think so that the sad movies and those movies which are more realistic, they are being telling the actuality of life?
Sir, it's not. Sir, definitely the other films as well. They also give you a certain learning. But I think that even in the sad films, sir, there are certain aspects like an event or a narrative in which you can have an emotional connect and you can feel good about it. But it's my personal preference, given that the civil services preparation is also a tedious journey. So I think it makes me more optimistic.
Who are the real heroes? What do you think? The people who are working in the movies like actor, actresses, or like the people who are guarding the borders of our country at the border? Because these days, this is kind of a, quite a hot debate.
Yes, sir.
That people are saying that instead of referring them as the actual heroes, we need to refer these people as the actual heroes of our country.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? What is your take?
Sir, I think I also comply with the definition. My definition of hero is also somebody who guards the border rather than the. Sir, I think hero also, sir, it's personally, I believe that it's mostly limited to India where we call heroes, the actors heroes. But
Are you also a hero for somebody?
sir, for my mom, I think.
For your mom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what you have done so that we should consider you as a hero for your mom?
Sir, I think every boy is a hero for a mom.
And
It's
what
not
about
that-
father?
Sir, I'll say that every daughter is a heroine for her father.
Okay. Heroine or actress? Yeah, whatever the word is. Fine. So you are coming from Uttarakhand. Can you tell me, why in the recent time the disasters in the time of rainy time has increased over the last few years?
So the major the disasters are related to the terrain and the
Yes. Why it is happening in the raining seasons? Is it because of more rain, or is it kind of an unequal development that is happening in the Uttarakhand area?
Sir, I think definitely there is like more rain, but I think mostly it has to do with the terrain and the which aggravates the problem. For example, cloud bursts and then there is avalanches. But
But if you see in the last few years, the kind of number of trees are being cut in Uttarakhand, and the roads building, tunnel building are being happening. That leads to even like lot of things we have been doing with the nature.
yes, sir.
So is it like the nature is also being taking revenge with us?
So yes, to a certain extent, because the development, like there needs to be a concern in the back end for the environment, and like the tunnel collapsing is because of our
Definitely.
fault to a certain.
Why is it not happening? That we should think about the environment. We should think about the people who have been living over there.
Yes,
We
sir.
need to be concerned about the development, that it has to be done in such a way it will not impact the the masses.
Yes, sir.
Because if you see, the people who are developing, they're not being affected. The people who are living over there, they're being more affected over there.
Yes, sir. Sir, I believe that development, the government is also prioritizing certain aspects like infrastructure development. Then there is security issues as well. For example, the Char Dham project. So I think yes, in the back end, they are trying to show concern and monitor certain concerns regarding the environmental challenges. But I think we have to also prioritize because Uttarakhand more than 70-75% terrain is mountainous, so we cannot.
Fine. So you mentioned that your father is in public sector.
Yes, sir.
What is the basic difference between the public sector and public limited? Are they same or different?
So they are different.
How?
I'm not sure about it, but I think that public sectors are it's 100% government.
UPSC is a public sector or public limited?
Sir, I'll have to recheck.
You're not aware? Quite strange. Okay, fine. What is the basic difference between the public limited and the limited liability partnership? Okay, let it be. Just tell me the meaning of this letter. The word limited in the name of companies. That you have the word limited at the end of the name.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of this word limited? That is my last question.
Sir, I'll have to read into that. I'm not sure about it.
Limited by liability. Have you ever heard about it?
Sir, I might have, but I'm not able to recall currently.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Deepesh, please step out for a moment. We'll call you back shortly
Okay.
and give you our feedback.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. So, may I come in?
Yes, please.
Take a seat.
Deepesh, it's your first interview.
Yes, sir.
You see, you are a good candidate. You are articulate. You are well groomed, smart. So I can't find any problems there. What you have to do is to just see that you are not carelessly dressed.
Yes, sir.
Like your tie knot is coming down.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Then your shoes needs polish.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Don't apologize. Your socks should match with your suit, and I mean it should the dress should have a.
Right, sir.
Now as to your answers, you'll have to work on your answers. You'll have to work on the knowledge gap. In short, what I would say is, when is your interview?
Sir, it's not announced yet.
So there's plenty of time. Plenty of time to work upon whatever questions might be asked. Questions will be asked from your DAF and from current development. These two sources. Out of that, there may be 5-7% question which the interview board members might ask you just like that. But majority of the questions will be from your DAF. DAF comprises 4 parts. Where you come from, what have you studied, what optional have you kept, what hobbies have you mentioned, 4, and current development, 5. So think of the questions that will be asked from these 5 sources.
Right.
Prepare a questionnaire of maybe 100 questions or more, since you have time. Write down their answers in 2-3 lines, short and to the point, and remember.
Right.
So when your turn comes for your interview, I think majority of the questions, or at least 60-70% of the questions, should come from what you have prepared. You should be able to do very well.
Right, sir.
Right? Do that. I mean, it's a slightly tiresome exercise, but ultimately it will be helpful to you.
Right.
How many newspapers do you read?
So just one. Currently, I'm following the Indian Express.
Indian Express. Add one more newspaper.
Okay.
Preferably read Hindu. Hindu, the editorial page has good analysis.
Right, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
This is our advice.
Okay, sir.
You have the potential and you can do very well.
Okay, sir.
Do you have any questions, any more questions?
No, sir.
All right, all the best.
Thank you,
UPSC
sir.
is a constitutional body, not a public sector.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.